Everyone knows Sunny Hostin, right? Well, rapper Killer Mike called her out directly.
You know, I'm a former prosecutor.
Yeah.
And there were some other headlines that came out. And I was very upset about it.
Yeah.
Because it was unnecessary. And you don't do that on that special night.
Yeah.
Especially for what I read about.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to ask you is, there was an incident at the Grammys. It led to you being taken out in handcuffs and arrested. That was wrong. Obviously, it's an ongoing legal matter, so I don't know how much you can say about it.
Well, as a prosecutor, you know I can't say it.
You can't say much. But can you just give us some sort of description? Because people are they're talking too much.
I think the
about
backstage was overcrowded. I think the winners were exuberant. And I think security got a little overzealous, and that's all. It's all, you know, it's water under the bridge for me.
Yeah.
But I like to say all of my heroes have been in handcuffs: Malcolm, Martin, Mandela, Medgar. So, you know, I walked out with the same dignity and respect that I was.
Right from the start of what was supposed to be a serious debate, Sunny turned it into a kind of performance. She wasn't just steering the conversation, she was trying to drive it off a cliff. Picture this. Someone is discussing the importance of local politics, and Sunny cuts in with a completely irrelevant question, clearly aiming to paint his background in a negative light. But here's the thing. Killer Mike didn't just sit back. He kept his cool, stood firm, and maintained a composed, dignified presence. Honestly, folks, this wasn't just a talk. It was a showdown. Just hang on a sec.
And I would implore people to just take that from it. Don't dwell on the bad stuff. And the next morning, I spent 3 hours kind of by myself. You know, you're waiting. And the police say, oh, my God, we've never gotten this many phone calls. People won't have to go to protest. We'll have to move you. They're panicked, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and I begin to invoke thanks. I thank God for bringing me where I was. I thank God for putting me in a space, believe it or not, by myself. Well, I got out that night. I walked out to my wife in the rain. It was like a romance movie. It was dope.
You got some attention recently for being somewhat critical of President Biden, saying you weren't ready to endorse him yet. What's your holdup there?
What's my holdup? Well, first of all, I think everyone should focus on hyper-local. We get caught up in the soap opera of federal elections, and that's fine. But if you are concerned with the federal election, you don't know who your city council or your wardsman is, you don't know who your mayor is, and you don't have a good list of state representatives or governor, then you're just a part of whoever wins the Super Bowl or fanfare. So my most important election is going to be in about a year and a half for who's my mayor going to be. I think that Andre Dickens is doing a great job around housing in Atlanta, and I don't want that to be lost. Even though we have a Republican governor, Brian Kemp, I have a good relationship with him. I like what he's done in terms of Georgia business. We've been leading business amongst all states for the last 10 years, and he brought back the Hope Scholarship and expanded it. So if you're a kid in Georgia, you're poor, you got a B average, you can go to college for free or trade school. In terms of nationally, I'm just kind of doing what my grandfather said, staying out of white folks' business and watching what happens. You know, I'm going to see what happens. If there's a candidate that pops up around September, October that needs a push that's really, and policy-wise is good for us, going to jump up. But for right now, I just don't want to be involved in it.
If you're into real boundary pushing content like this, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, I'll wait. Done? Glad to have you with us. Now, let's get back into it. We're right in the thick of it. The View features Killer Mike, and that's where things really start to escalate. Sunny Hostin, she's relentless, like a dog with a bone. She's not letting go. As Mike tries to explain why local politics matter more than getting lost in federal theatrics, Sunny swoops in with a random past incident completely unrelated to his point. It's like she's trying to trap him. Now, you might be wondering, how does someone get blindsided like that? But listen, Killer Mike, he teaches everyone in that room a lesson. He doesn't yell, doesn't panic. He calmly leans in and says, you may dislike me, but don't lie on me.
So you lost me a little bit with your support of Kemp, but let me tell you this.
Not support of
some of
Kemp.
his policies.
I mean, that's some misinformation. You cannot like me, but don't lie on me. I saw someone I really respect, a black woman who's a commentator.
So you don't support him, you
she
like
said,
his policies.
Well, I support
some specific ones he named.
Beyond it, he's the governor of my state, so I have to be involved with him because I can't divorce myself. But let me say this. If you criticize someone, don't lie. Don't say I didn't support Abrams because I did. Don't say that I don't support Democrats, because I've helped get 3 Democratic mayors elected. I've helped get 2 state representatives elected. But if someone is in the king's seat, I'm not going to not have dinner with the king on behalf of my people. I have to do that.
Let me just point some of Biden's achievements out for the black community. Black wealth is up by 60% relative to pre-pandemic, the largest increase on record. Has helped 8 million renters and their families stay in their home, over 40% of whom were black, and the largest effects in majority black neighborhoods like yours. Delivered investment of over $7 billion to support HBCUs, put $1 billion into Head Start. Whoopi's going to like that. A program where more than 28% of children and pregnant women who benefit and identify as black. So those are Biden's.
And just like that, the entire energy in the studio shifts. The mood changes, and you can literally feel the audience start to connect with what he's saying. It's like witnessing a live masterclass in staying grounded under pressure. And it's not just about answering criticism, it's about calling out deception. This is the point where Sunny begins to lose her balance. Her carefully crafted tactics fall flat, and she scrambles to regain control by pivoting the topic again. We've all seen it before. When hosts try to corner a guest with loaded political questions that are more about creating controversy than uncovering truth. She hits him with, "What's your problem?" Her attempt to make it seem like he's got a personal grudge against Biden, but here's where Killer Mike flips the script. He doesn't fall for it. Instead, he clearly emphasizes that his focus is on Atlanta, on what's happening in his own community. He's not here for a political soap opera. He's here for actual change. Change that impacts people's daily lives. He's basically asking, why get tangled at the top when the real work is needed at the ground level? Now that's a perspective worth considering, right? And it's not like he's dodging the big questions. He makes it clear that when the right candidate shows up, he'll support them. But his priority remains local. His argument is so well grounded that it completely dismantles whatever trap Sunny had planned. He's dropping real talk, and you can see the audience is right there with him. At this point, Sunny knows she's losing ground. She starts interrupting, talking over him, trying to steer things back. And honestly, it's tough to watch someone struggle so hard to regain control. But Mike, he's unshaken, he stands his ground and calmly says, "Criticize me all you want, but don't twist my words. That's misinformation." Boom, the audience erupts in applause. By now, it's basically game over for Sunny. Her usual tactics aren't just failing, they're backfiring. Instead of making Mike look bad, she's showing her own loss of control and maybe even a bit of desperation. Imagine walking into a battle thinking you're the hero, only to have the narrative completely flipped. That's the takeaway from this powerful exchange. This wasn't about tearing someone down or scoring a gotcha moment on live TV. It was about standing firm in your beliefs, speaking with clarity and respect, and staying composed under fire. That's what truly hit home in this conversation. So, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you don't want to miss out on the hottest celebrity news, make sure to subscribe to Daily Finder.